entertain a motion to approve, for the approval of the agenda.
I make the motion that we approve the agenda with an amendment removing, public hearing SUP 2025-02 and SUP 2025-03 from the agenda.
Okay. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those who oppose? Okay, I entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda. All in favor say aye.
I made that motion.
Oh. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those who oppose? Okay, at this time, we're gonna go into our public comment. Is there anyone wishing to address the board? We ask that you provide your name and address for the record. Okay. So next, we're gonna go into old business.
So at the last meeting, Angie talked to you guys about the merchant fees. She went back to Tyler and she had a conversation with them. It is going to take a couple of weeks for us to get all that switched over. So the recommendation from staff is that we continue to pay the fees until the switchover is done. And then it'll go to customer paid fees. So.
If it takes 2 or 3 weeks to do that switchover, can we not like start a date and say like maybe September 1 and then pay the fees up to then and market that so people know that it's coming instead of them just logging on to pay their bill and see
We
the
can.
fee?
Yeah,
Instead of
we
just
can.
doing the changeover?
Yeah, and that's kind of what we were saying, like have a start date. So if it takes a couple weeks, we're thinking middle of July. Do y'all want to give them like a month or two? Is that, do we want to say October or September 1st or August 1st?
I think a month would be good.
How is the transition going? Are we complete with the transition to the new billing system?
No. We are except for prepaid. Tyler has never done prepaid. We're the first utility customer that they've ever done. So, they're not sure when that'll be completed. So everything else, we are, as far as traditional billing goes, we are completely, we're up and running.
So how is this, cause I did get a phone call about prepaid, actually today, cause one customer saying that her bill reflected a less expensive one, but then I think when she went online, it was like her regular payment. So have y'all gotten any calls about that?
Well, so my usage is deactivated, which is the prepay. Now, if they went on Paymentus, then that's also deactivated because we're switching over to Tyler Payments.
Right, I switched.
So if they logged
Two
in,
different,
if they logged into Paymentus, it's gonna show an old balance.
Well, also too, when the new bills went out, those prepaid customers got billed.
Yeah.
That showed like negative, it has the wrong amounts, and
Oh,
so
okay.
we're getting a lot of calls that we're
Okay.
having to explain they need to completely ignore.
And pay their regular amount.
I just told them that what we don't want to happen is for them to go, we're on, getting ready to start the second month.
Right.
I don't want them not to make any payments, and when we get this prepay up and running, they have a huge
A
bill
huge
to pay.
bill.
So I told them that as long as they're making their payments, there's not gonna be any disconnections. It's just, they know what they usually pay. If they come in and pay $50 every week, they need to continue that.
Continue.
So when we get up and running, they don't have a large.
That's
bill.
exactly
Right.
what I suggested to her. I'm like, just pay what you've been paying.
Right.
Cause if you pay that less amount, you're probably gonna owe that lesser amount in your regular payment.
And
Okay.
have we got the due date straightened out?
It will be
Good.
straight on the next set of bills. That was
Okay.
that was a,
Cause I know even
Clerical
on my
error.
bill, it said July 14th
Yeah.
due date, and
Yeah.
told my wife to no, go ahead and pay it.
Yeah,
I said
that's
it's
what we
usually due on the
said too.
We
22nd
don't
or
have a
something.
timeline on when they're gonna have the prepaid item fixed.
I will pressure Amber tomorrow and see if I can't get a drop dead date. The girl, there's
She just gave us an
email.
today.
Okay.
She just gave us an email today that said there must have been some miscommunication from when they told them from when we first set up, because like they said, we're the first municipality. So she said, of course, there's gonna be bumps in the road.
They're also, their employee was out, right?
Right, and then they have one employee that evidently is the only one that does prepay, and her mother died, and so no one else at the company knows how to do it, so we're kinda at their mercy now. But the traditional is up and running, and I think it's
created my own account, and I did like it because it gives you like an overview, and I think that is more, it gives you more details than our previous bill.
Yeah, I think everybody will like it.
In an effort not to keep making changes, could we not table this until we get a drop dead date where we think that's gonna be, and just continue to pay in that way? Because I don't want them to keep thinking that we're making errors and then log in
Yeah.
and have a convenience fee on top of everything else. So could we not just table this until we know exactly when prepaid will
Yeah.
run, and then we
Yep.
can say, everything's fixed, prepaid's fixed, October 1st, whenever it
This
is,
when
and.
we start. I agree with that.
That
That's a good
works.
idea.
Do you need a motion to hold off?
Just make a motion to table it.
I make a motion, we table this until we get more information before due date.
Okay, a motion, there's a motion to table, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. So. New business, approval of advisory board appointments, Loretta and Hampton.
Yeah, so these are our we've got two applications so far for the cultural arts advisory board, so I just need, y'all can make a motion if you can put them both in there, and one motion would be fine.
Okay.
I make a motion, we approve both.
Motion on the floor, any discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Okay, motion carries. Next is consider the approval of budget amendment number 3, Angie.
Okay, you all have this one on your, paper sheet. This is just our kind of cleanup amendment for the fiscal year end.
Okay. Motion,
I make a motion, we approve budget amendment number 3.
there's a motion on the floor, anybody, any discussion? All in favor? There you go. This is crazy. Set some kind of record
Show
here.
up late.
Damn him. I don't mess around. Consider approval of BWC policy for non-sworn personnel count.
This is a body camera policy for our code enforcement officer. I'm sure y'all heard, negative comments about him. I can tell you he's doing a wonderful job. He is very polite, but being the fact that he is in the public on a day-to-day basis, he's constantly having those communications. Staff recommended he get a body camera to wear. And to do that, we have to have a policy in place for non-sworn. Ike has reviewed it. He has no issues with it, and we're asking for y'all to approve it so he can start wearing his body camera.
How much?
It was like, he bought it off of Amazon. It was like a $250 body camera. It's not the high tech like the police department wear, but he can store it.
And who has access to it?
Staff, and then if somebody wants to see the video, they have to do a public request for Angie. I mean, it's public, so they just have to have a public request, and then we can download it and give it to them.
So staff meaning,
Staff meeting, so that is on page 4 of the policy. Town manager, assistant town manager, town attorney, human resources, the system administrator of the camera, department head of affected employee, which will be Tanner. Any staff member preparing an incident report to ensure the accuracy and consistency of the incident documentation, which would probably be the police department or, again, the planning department. Involved employee prior to making a statement concerning a recorded incident, and then recordings may be accessed through the cloud. And then, like I said, it's public information. So if somebody makes a informations request, we would have to provide it.
Do I hear a motion?
Make a motion, we approve.
There's a motion on the floor. Any discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Okay, motion carried. And last in that group is consider approval of State Highway Patrol lease.
This is just the renewal of the State Highway Patrol lease. It does expire in November or October 31st of this year. And so they've already requested an extension of lease. It is a 3-year term. We did increase their rent by 10%, so their annual sum is $6,232.26. We just need approval on the lease agreement.
Okay.
And Ike has reviewed it and he was fine with it.
All right, so, do we have a motion?
Oh, go ahead, cause
I make a motion to approve the State Highway Patrol lease that expires October 31st of 2025.
Any discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. Cool. Town manager report.
Just wanted to remind everyone that our 4th of July celebration is going to be on July 2nd. It starts in the Grove with fireworks starting at when the sun goes down. Offices are closed on July 4th for 4th of July, and the next Sundown and Down concert is July 10th, and it's Blackwater Band. And I did also want to say this is my last official meeting with the town of Benson, and it has been an absolute joy to work in the town for the last 11 years. I've learned a lot. I appreciate the guidance that I've had from each and every one of you, and thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kim.
All right, town attorney.
I am not Ike, but he asked me, he had me fill in for the special use permits, which didn't end up happening, but I'm happy if you have any concerns you want to discuss with me. I'm happy to relay them to Ike and try to get back a response to you as soon as possible while he's traveling. So, but thank y'all for letting me attend with y'all.
Make sure you tell Ike that this is probably the shortest meeting we've had in about a year, and he's the only difference.
So, let's go around. Danny, got anything? You got anything? Good.
Kim, it's been a pleasure working with you. I've always known that if the town, Smithfield, offered anything, you were gonna be gone, so I appreciate everything you've done for the town of Benson and its citizens, and I wish you the very best, and I look forward to seeing you grow with the town of Smithfield.
Okay. Well, Kim, I've had an opportunity to work with you in a few different capacities. I think you were our finance director, assistant town manager, now town manager. So you have definitely had multiple roles since you've been here. I do appreciate everything that you've done since you've been here, and I wish you the best in your new endeavors. And you're still going to be part of the county. You just won't be part of Benson. So best wishes to you and much success.
Well, gonna miss you. Yeah, I know you said you were a phone call away. I just, I wish you the best. Yeah, on everything. And other than that, on another note, there are I do not feel like this board is taking enough time with consent agendas. I sit down and read everything we approved from last time, and I've got department heads sitting back there that need to be telling us some of these projects that are going on and what kind of problems that they have run into with even everything going on this weekend. And I just don't think that, I really don't think that we get, I mean, a lot of times I have to ask Matt Smith to come up here and tell us how the pickleball courts are going. I read these things and then I turn after we approve them, and I will ask, do you know what we just approved? Oh, yeah. I said, do you know that we just approved in the social district serving alcohol starting at 10 o'clock? Oh, no, we didn't do that. I'm totally against that. I said, you've got to read this thing. And I feel like that we're not giving staff an opportunity to come up and tell us what's going on. I mean, how quick did we do that right then? I mean, you said, yeah, let's approve it. Maybe, and I don't care about a long meeting either, but we've got a town that we run with a $20 million budget, and we really don't know right now what's approved and what isn't approved. I mean, I don't.
So
Okay? I can go down and look at it, but there's some things on the table that hopefully has been discussed that is going to be worked out as far as our 2024. I know you're working on it this week. Has it been finished? Has it been submitted? Have we looked at it?
You talking about the audit?
I'm talking about the audit for 2020.
Yeah, I'm working on getting it done before I leave.
Yeah.
That's still on my,
Well-
but in regards to the consent agenda, I would say that everything on the consent agenda we discussed at the previous meeting.
We did not.
What is on here
We did not
that-
go into detail on anything.
Okay, so on
We
the,
went over it, and it was approved, but we didn't call anybody, just like the mileage. Okay, well,
Okay.
we approved 50.
y'all had a full-on discussion about 50.
Yeah,
We approved that at the last meeting.
we approved it at the last meeting, but no, we didn't have a discussion on it. We went from 40 to 50, and we approved that. But now I have checked around, there's nobody. There's nobody at 50.
We recommended 40, and there was a discussion about going to 50, and so that is what we put.
We had that discussion.
Y'all
with
had
police
that
chief
discussion.
At this meeting, at our last meeting, he stood up there and we had a discussion, and he said that nobody had gone to 40. And I made a comment, I remember, I don't care how far they got to drive the car to get here as long as they come to work.
Well,
And the reason we brought up 50 is because I did hear it from.
yeah, I was talking
It was a
talking to
sidebar.
William
Yeah.
about it, and I said, I think that Garner is 50, and then I found out that they're not, and you said, hey, he just, yeah,
You opened the door.
well,
But I mean, again, the work session is for y'all to ask as many questions as you want to ask. The staff is here. And if you have a question, if you're unsure, that is the opportunity that you have
But
to
I don't
ask.
think
And
the
if you
staff
don't want to
is-
approve consent, move it to
I
old
don't
business.
think the staff is given the time. I mean, they're showing up.
Mm-hmm.
They're showing up for this. What are they here for tonight?
Well, a lot of them are here for the closed session. But
Oh.
they're also here because you have staff that are interested in what's going on and they want to hear the meetings.
And they're here because if you do have questions.
Then they're
you
here.
Want them here instead of us saying we can get the answer through our subject matter experts. I would just rather have the subject matter expert here to be able to come up and answer this question.
I mean, department heads are required to be here.
But I do think in the work session, so I, correct me if I'm wrong, are you saying you want there to be a setting to where they feel more apt and able to come up, or where you guys have more time during those discussions to call them up?
Maybe that, yeah.
Well, they do have
I mean,
all the
you
time that they need to come up. That's what the work session, we don't have a time limit.
We're not trying to
on any of
pressure,
this
yeah,
stuff.
we're not trying to pressure you on making a motion. That's the point of the work session, so you have the opportunity to ask questions, grill them if you want to, but that is your opportunity at the work session. And again, if you don't want to approve it in consent agenda, move it to old business before you approve the agenda.
Okay.
You good?
Do it.
Kim, I just wanna echo what everybody else said and just say thank you. I've been here 8 years and you've helped me learn a lot in those years, and I wish you the best for the town of Smithfield, and I'm sure you will do great by them, so just thanks for all your service. For all the staff that are here tonight, it's hot out there, so y'all make sure y'all looking after yourselves and each other, and thank you for all you do. So that's all I've got.
Thanks. Kim, I think the same thing. I think you started here as a little girl. And now you, and now you leave here a woman.
Where'd you read that?
It just popped out of my head. So, no, really, I know you can do a real good job over there.
Thank you.
I'm a little bit, I'm a little still, I told you this, I'm a little mad at the mayor. But we'll get him back. We're gonna find their, besides you, we're gonna find a employer higher than you. No, I'm just kidding. But thanks again for everything you've done. It's been
Thank you.
all right, so, now, anybody wanna make a motion to go to closed session? Do we need to do this right now?
I make a motion, we go into closed session under NCGS 143-318-118.
All right, there's a motion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So closed session after a 5-minute break.
All right.